So I went to an Ofsted special measures primary school, and then I went to a non-selective faith school for high school. And my parents were first generation. I'm a first generation scholar, so my parents didn't go to university.
In primary school, they didn't even know university was a thing, so back then I was expecting just to do what my dad did, become a builder. Secondary school, started thinking a bit more about university then, but it still wasn't even in the forefront of my mind. I just thought I was going to do whatever after school.
When I was doing my GCSEs, I didn't even think I was going to be at university at all. Like, it didn't cross my mind. Not that I didn't think I was smart enough, but it just wasn't something that me or anyone at the school that I was at ever considered.
So I came from a fairly small secondary school in South Gloucestershire. When I was at school, university wasn't really a thing. I didn't know anyone who'd gone to uni apart from a handful of people in the year above, and they all kind of stayed quite local. Of my year 11 group, I think less than 10 of us actually ended up going on to university at all.
I was still, consistently thinking that I wasn't really the right sort of person to go to university, and I got my AS results and they were really, really good. And that was the biggest shock to me ever, because I always kind of thought I was a bit smart, but I never realised I was actually academic.
When I got to A-levels and you were like, university's a thing, do this, do well in your subjects, go on there, and then that's when I started thinking, oh, I can do this, I should do that, and then that's when it started like hit me, I should be doing this, so I will do this.
I had one teacher sort of turn around to me and say, oh, have you looked at Oxford or Cambridge? And I more or less laughed in his face because so few people went to university at all. But it kind of prompted me to have a look, and long story short, ended up applying, getting in, and yeah, without that, I don't think I'd be sat here at all, and ended up going on to do the various different things that I have.
A teacher at my sixth form said to me, so obviously you're going to consider Oxbridge, right? And I thought, oh, maybe. And then I had a look at the website, saw a course that I thought was amazing, and then I guess I considered university.
So yeah, I went to a pretty standard state school in like rural Norfolk, and I think I didn't really think about university at all until I was about 15, 16, and then I ended up deciding to change schools. And it was still a state school, but it's a completely different experience. There's very much an atmosphere of like, you want to be as ambitious and sort of do as well as you can, given what you've got. And yeah, I did a summer school at Oxford when I was 17, and then I found the course at Cambridge and decided that was for me, so yeah, I applied.
I didn't have a clue really about what the different universities offered in relation to each other. I just knew that a lot of people seemed to have some type of interest in Oxford, and that was a really popular choice, and to be honest I thought, why not give it a shot? And then I was lucky to get in, so I thought after I got in, I compared it to the other universities and what they offered, and decided that maybe Oxford would be best for me, so I just decided to go.
I struggled quite a lot in my first year of uni, and I think that was mainly because I was from a state school, and everyone there's quite a large percentage of private school students who go to Bristol Uni. But now, I'm on securing a first I'm average a first for my uni degree, and last year I won an award being the top 10% of my year, academically. So yeah.
I was always sort of motivated and resilient, and I was always ambitious. But I think the school I went to was an underfunded school, understaffed, so at times it was hard to sort of imagine myself being in the position I am today at a very well-known university studying law.
I actually originally wanted to go to university and study medicine, so I applied to go to uni and I did the CAT, because you have to do a UK CAT, which is like the entrance exam for medicine, and I got an offer, and I decided that I actually didn't think that it was for me, which was actually interesting because I'd done work experience and I'd spoken to doctors and I'd shadowed doctors, so I knew what the job entailed, but there was something missing for me in that field.
So I started exploring university quite early on. I knew it was something that I wanted to do. I did a bit of work experience in the legal industry and then decided that I wanted to be a lawyer and I needed to go to university to do that. So I started looking at university in year 12. I went to a lot of open days,
And then, yeah, I went straight to university, and then I'm coming straight out of university and into a job. So I've done a very, very traditional route, I suppose.
I felt like there's other options out there that I hadn't explored. And for me, if you're going to invest so much money in an education, you need to make sure that it's the right degree for you and that it's an informed decision. So I ended up taking a gap year and I did work experience in law firms, and I decided, yeah, this is it. And I ended up going to University of York to study law.
It did seem at times that it would be difficult and I wouldn't reach where I am now, but through sort of my own hard work and using my own initiative and also grasping every opportunity that was there, I am where I am today. So actually when you look back you think, oh, these social mobility programs, organisations, charities really do help a lot.
Are you ambitious but unsure what opportunities are out there for you? Inside the Aspire Guide you will find information about universities, school leaver programs, apprenticeships, advice for dealing with exam stress, the student loan system, and many inspirational stories and tips for success from students just like you. Find out more on aspire.artreach.org.uk.